and the sports cars from the 50s and the early 60s drawing the crowds, of course, like no others. Lister Jaguars, Cooper Maseratis, Ferraris, D-type Jaguars there, the distinctive blue and white colours the Courier Cos team made so famous at Le Mans during the 50s. Jaguar, of course, its zenith of sports car racing then, only repeated recently under the hands of Tom Walkinshaw at Le Mans. And as the grid gets away, the D-types and the Listers well to the fore. And the white car with blue stripes, number 11, the Lister Jaguar, slips into the lead ahead of the D-type. John Harper's D-type in second. As the field floods through, Aston Martin DBR1s and DBR3s as well down there. ACs, Fraser Nashes, Connaughts, all sorts. But this car, the Lister Jaguar, aerodynamically devised by Frank Costin on the Jaguar D-type base. Second position for the D-type, another Lister in third. And these cars really took off where the works cars had left after the end of the 50s. So a whole host of Jaguars ahead of the Maserati, and Tony Dron in the Ferrari making it into fifth position. The Richard Seaman Trophy, one of the most prestigious vintage car race trophies in the country. And the single-seaters, all these Grand Prix and Formula 2 single-seaters out in fine fettle. On the front row of the grid, ERAs. And that distinctive split radiator of an English racing automobile leaps into the lead. The White Riley, number 37 there, of Barry Gillies, another famous racer. And in among the ERAs, the Maseratis and the Alphas, the Altas and the Astons. But it's ERAs to the fore. And this race, an out-and-out thrash for these cars. Leading quite comfortably at the moment, Anthony Mayman in an ERA 4D. In second we saw, just spinning out of second, Duncan Ricketts in his ERA 1B, slightly earlier model. And the fabulous sound of this lusty engine. Another retirement, disappointingly, another Riley. Looks like Mark Gillies in his Riley, his father Barry we saw earlier in the White Riley. But Anthony Mayman, as so often in devastating form, oil leak it looked like onto his exhaust, not disappointing him, and his son in second position, heading home an ERA 1-2-3. So the vintage trophy race, and these slightly older and generally slightly larger Grand Prix machines, Bugattis, Bentleys, Morgans, Fraser Nashes. This is a real all-comers race. In among the genuine Grand Prix machinery, the three-wheeler Morgans there, looking dwarfed by some of these cars, but extremely respectable they are handling. The distinctive horseshoe radiator marks the progress of Tony Llewellyn's Bentley, and the even more distinctive, perhaps, radiator of the Bugattis, as the Bugattis swing through in amongst the other runners. But this huge Bentley special, and some very exciting tricycling from a Morgan there, number 44, pumping the fuel. All sorts of high-tech gadgetry on these cars, of course. Little hand pump to keep up pressure in the fuel tank to keep it flowing through to the carburetors, and really giving the big Bentley a run for his money. And it's the same all the way down the field. The Morgan snapping away at the heels of the bigger cars. Superb handling on these three-wheelers. Understeer plenty, as you can see, but they're really very forgiving and very chuckable cars. And these bigger cars, with all that weight, a ton and a half perhaps, and the horsepower to suit. So the Bentley takes it from the freewheeling Morgan, and Martin